Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to thank my colleague from Georgia, Mr. Westmoreland, for his legislation and urge our colleagues to reject the amendment put forward by the gentlelady from Wisconsin. Mr. Westmoreland's H.R. 4894 will repeal Title II of the Dodd-Frank Act, thereby removing the Federal Government from having a role in liquidating a failing firm. Despite the promise that the Dodd-Frank Act will put an end to the era of too big to fail, the orderly liquidation authority found in Title II actually entrenches it. A bailout is implied merely by emplacing the too big to fail label on financial institutions, which is great for their creditors and for the counterparties, but leaves the American taxpayer shortchanged. Unfortunately, the FDIC's ability to access the orderly liquidation fund to provide operating funds for a firm that they deem risky to the stability of the financial system puts a burden of failure on taxpayers. Promoting a system of bailouts for failing firms and incentivizing moral hazard is not in the best interest of the taxpayers of my district or any other district across the United States, and was precisely the problem that the Dodd-Frank was supposed to fix. Not only does Dodd-Frank reinforce too big to fail, but it comes at the expense of our community financial institutions. While these small banks and credit unions, which are not capable of handling the onslaught of burdensome regulations from Dodd-Frank, are failing an average of one per day, the Federal regulators continue their relentless pursuit of expanding the supervisory dragnet. Dodd-Frank has not delivered on its promises. Too big to fail is alive and well, and too small to succeed is the new normal for our community financial institutions in this country. For this reason, I'm happy to be able to support this legislation, encourage my colleagues to support it. This is a common-sense measure, and to reject once again the amendment that has been put forward in the nature of a substitute. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.